Dave's Vault, everybody. Back again really quickly for an unboxing of the Sanctum Santorum. So, if you don't know, this is Doctor Strange's crib. It's also a giant building terrain set for Marvel Crisis Protocol. So, I came late to the game. I couldn't get my hands on a reasonably priced apartment complex, so I had to get a building that I could get reasonably priced. Semi-reasonably priced, I should say. Alright, so it's just an inner sleeve here. Just to keep the parts good. Oh, let me see. There's something here. Instruction manual. Okay, so they have the different steps. You got to put the front steps on. Of course, steps for step one. Makes sense. Lights, all this stuff. And then putting all the bits on. It'd be nice if it was multi-leveled, but it doesn't seem as if there's a floor in between the first and second floor, or third floor for that matter. So it's just one honking building. Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a big building because what I have is just these little bitty newsstands, and then little bitty buildings, you know, things that can be thrown and whatnot. But this building isn't going to be thrown. No, it does have some nice stuff. A little fire hydrant here, a newspaper, you know, a coin newspaper thing. You just get your newspaper out of the box. And then a stop sign. It's got also this road sign here. So, pretty nice. Just a brick building. A giant brick building, which should go together pretty good. I hope. All the other terrain pieces for this game have gone together very well. So yeah, newspaper stand, stop sign, mailbox, street sign, and a fire hydrant, which is it's cool. It's cool to have these little additional pieces. Yeah. Low is better than what you would actually get with a Games Workshop product. Have to be honest with that. Unless it's one of the Forge World pieces, which originally, OG Forge World stuff came with basically like a pencil drawing. Let's be honest. Now, it wasn't the most thought-consuming things to put together. You know, square peg go in square hole. So... and this, they kind of idiot-proof it as well. You could build this thing, I would say, without even having the instructions. Now, this piece here, it's going up in value, kind of crazy. I was able to get this for roughly $56, but its retail value is $80. And I didn't want to do $80. I found it at $56. I was like, okay, that's awesome. However, these things are the only big game in town, really, as far as big buildings. You're only going to need one, so buy once, literally cry once, that's it. And then you have a giant building. So, couldn't be happier with this. I'm not going to take it out because there's a lot of mess in here. And you got the very top railings right there for the very roof part, which is the only part that characters can get on, unless you can balance them on the steps some kind of way. And speaking of steps, you got the railings for the steps there, and you've got your sweet little mailbox there. I might endeavor to paint that like the R2-D2 mailboxes that came out, if y'all remember back in the day when they were going to release the prequel stuff. So, the true episode 1. they went nuts, and the U.S. Postal Service had a bunch of these painted up, or they had vinyls on them that were just like R2-D2. It was really cute. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it blue and cop out. But anyway, there's that. 2 giant bags of stuff that needs to be cleaned, cut out of sprues, and assembled. And that will actually give me one big building that can be an anchor point to fight around or whatnot, or just be off to the side and be a background piece, which would be nice as well. But I like terrain. I like terrain in all my games, and I have loads of it, loads of really nice terrain. So, and I've got actually 2 mats for this game over here. I got one that came with the yard sale that I went to, and this one, does it have a picture or anything? Here. It says it retails for $39.95 back in the day, but this is a Spaceport Showdown. So it's that space map right there. And it doesn't have any of the pre-designated markings for any of the scenario pieces that you would need. Either they're the crisis cards or the secures or the whatever's it's called. I've only played 4 games of it, so don't get me twisted. But I've got this mat, and I have 2 boxes of the cosmic terrain upstairs. I don't have them unboxed or whatnot. But here, I was able to, during the same flea market yard sale type thing, I got these 2 giant pieces from the cosmic terrain, and then the 2 jersey barriers here. Those are from the same terrain set. And from grip mats off Etsy, I've got coming, it's inbound, but I have a Tilted T section map that has all the new little pre-marked pieces for the secures and objectives. So that one's going to be more play-friendly, and that's where the Sanctum Santorum will live. But since this is a Sanctum Santorum, there's nothing saying that it can't teleport to be on my spaceport map that's right over there. So it's one of these weird buildings that can do what it wants to. And you can make up whatever storyline you want to with it. But if you were to put a New York apartment complex, a red brick apartment complex, which is the only other big building that they make for the game, that is now actually closer to $200, then, it would be harder to explain on that cosmic map. But this, it's a one of a kind. You're only going to buy one. That's it. No sense in buying multiples, whereas the red brick apartment complex, you could buy multiples and get away with it. But I try to keep as much stuff as official as possible. Now, dude, you can seriously, instead of dropping 200 on the red brick, if you can find one, then you can go ahead and just 3D print buildings. The deal is that they're not official, and so that's why I'm kind of trying to bulk up on all my official terrain, get that, done up. So I have all this stuff for New York. They make other sets for New York, but I don't feel it's necessary. So I've got all that. I have this one red car here that needs more paint on it. And then I was just able to put the bottom edges of all this green on here. I was able to get air and paint to flow through my airbrush. So my dumpsters they're going to be ready here soon because the green paint was the main thing. Then I just need to do the lids black and scuff them up and rust them up and whatnot. And then I'm going to put some graffiti on there. And then they can be thrown around. And that'll be a good time in the old town tonight. The red car needs the bottom of the mirrors, the bottom of the door handles. See that? Just the bottom of everything. See all that mess? Yeah, the bottom needs to be red again. It wasn't really a smooth coat. Is this the end that sucks? No, there it is. You can see. I might have to wet sand that a little bit to get that down. But I mean, it's not bad, not bad. All said and done. But one red car, other colors to come. I might actually just buy rattle cans instead of fighting with this stinking super expensive airbrush of mine. The thing is it has a mind of its own. Let me tell you something. Terrible, terrible mind of its own. But yeah, so I've got a bunch of terrain. 5 cars. That's for a big old map. That's plenty. And 3 of those newspaper stands, 1 big building, and tons of lights and things. And I think that these Jersey barriers, they don't look that sci-fi enough. I mean, I could maybe get away with the concrete. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, they all have the Goofy 2 stamped on the bottom. All these pieces of terrain have their sizes stamped on. So 2 there, 2 there. I'm sure that this thing's like a 5 or something. Nothing can lift it in the game. It's all 4 and under at this point in time. This is just a static piece. It's just there to look awesome. And I'm happy to have it. I'd like to start diving in on it, but I've got so many projects right now that I'm dealing with. Oh, there's a little trap door on the top too. That's pretty cool. Didn't notice that. And it's got a little green man for the front. Probably ask you, who goes there? 1, 1, 1. See, those are going to be the bases of stuff. So this fire hydrant's going to be a 1 because it's a round base. It's a round object. And then the other things are going to be 1 as well. So this stop sign and this little sign, they're going to be 1s. And that's the same thing with a street light. You see the 1? It's off on the right-hand side of the screen. Yeah, so that's just a 1. So just about anybody can rip this thing off and throw it. But yeah, so I think I have a lot for a New York board. They make all kinds of stuff, some construction equipment, big old tanker trucks. They even make the Quinjet for the X-Men. They make tons of terrain that's kind of weird. They've got one big thing for Dracula, like part of his castle. It's got like some stained glass or whatever supposed to be there. I guess you have to paint that all yourself, but because it's just going to be great plastic, so yeah, you're going to have to paint it. But that's like $114 for this just one chunk, So I say, since everything's basically New York City, just keep it New York. And then I was lucky enough to get this Cosmic mat, which is officially licensed, Atomic Mass Games. So I went and bought 2 boxes of the Cosmic terrain. When I open those up, I'll do an unboxing and full on take things apart and show you guys. Here, I guess, so it's like called an untethered something or other, but it's broken. You can see all the wires hanging out. It's just ripped off. And this one, if you can see, is a size 3. But it's fairly huge, actually. So each box comes with one of these, and then another one that is tethered, and it's actually facing upright, and it's unbroken. And this one is probably the nicest piece of terrain, I think, there. And it's kind of like a little Space 7-Eleven or something. It's just got a shuttered door up in the front, like some power going to some antennae. Of course, random circles that are connected together. Of course, another random circle. And then a side door for the employee or whatever, and I don't know what that box is. And then a sign in some gibberish language. And then if you flip it upside down here, then you see it has a size 4 there. So that tells you can throw that piece. I mean, if you look, they're not that much different, really. This is just a little bit bigger. So, really. So, can it fit in there? Well, not quite. Not quite. But you get it. It's just a little sci-fi looking thing. And, you know, if you're just playing with friends and stuff, if you're not worried about, like, a tourney or painting competitions or whatnot from the company, then, yeah, no need to buy all this expensive stuff. Because, like I said, this thing, almost $60. How I got it, and I found a deal on it. But if this goes the way of the red brick apartment complex, then it will be going just a few years down the road for almost $200. Because like I said, the thing retails, and if I can get the wrapper here and show you, the retail of that thing, $79.99. It's no joke. Atomic Mass Games wants $80 for that. The thing is that people weren't buying it because 3D printing is a thing. But I have an official one here, saved some money on it, like about $20, which is, it's good. So it's just good to have an official piece, and it is a cool building like the Sanctum Santorum. I just wish there was more features. If you're gonna freaking charge $80, make it so it has levels. You can peel off the levels and have fights inside. I mean, this is one-on-one superhero combat. You know, have people punching through windows and stuff. It's what they do, man. So, yeah, I have rules for being knocked into a building. That would be cool. But it's not going to happen. And I've rambled on enough about this. So, you guys stay tuned. I'll have more MCP stuff. You know, the Halloween army that's been put away for now. I have it out of sight, out of mind. But, yeah, we'll do some more videos, hopefully, with Kings of War soon. You guys take it easy. God bless.